Last video, we talked about how to get unlimited leads from Twitter, but a lot of you were asking me, that's great, but what about leads from everywhere? So today I'm going to show you exactly how to go and find unlimited leads from really anywhere you'd like to get them from using N8N. Head over to apify.com. This is where you're going to find a bunch of different web scraping tools. And you can see we have Instagram, Amazon, Facebook, Google Maps, and that's going to be super important for most of you if you're targeting local businesses. TikTok scraper. If you scroll down a little bit, you can see they have over 6,000 actors that we can use for web scraping and automation. Now, if you're wondering what an actor is, it's really not that complicated. You can think of it like our pre-scripted helper that we can send a request to and get information back. Now, you used to have to hire real virtual assistants in order to do this, but now you can just tell it, hey, like for example, the Twitter scraper, you can say, hey, go find all these tweets with the word sports and go find a bunch of TikTok posts, the hashtag entrepreneur or grind set. If you're doing SEO, you can get content from people's websites. You can even tap into Apollo's database. And if you click view all, you can see all these different options. YouTube video downloader, Reddit scraper. So if you're doing any kind of product research for your e-com brand, your software, your agency, doesn't matter. If you need leads, if you need data, if you need research, you need information, this is definitely the best. They even have a Zillow scraper as well. Insane amounts of value. So let's head over to N8N. All I'm going to show you today is just how to set up the actor and actually go get the results. Because most of us, we get excited, we see all this data, and all of a sudden we want to go scrape every single thing on earth. So I'm going to show you the simplest way to just get that up and running. So the first step is just to create an Apify account. I'll have a link down in the description so that way you guys are not paying full price and get a nice discount with my link. It might seem a little bit complicated at first, but I promise you it's not. I'm going to be setting up a Google Maps scraper just to show you guys how this works. So you see here, this is the configuration panel. Now, they're not always going to be the exact same in every actor. Like this one might be different from TikTok or Twitter, but what we'll be searching for are restaurants. So the search term is going to be restaurant, and you can add more. So you can do like sushi, and then it asks which location. So let's just put New York, USA. Number of places to extract. So let's say you want to extract 50. 50 is a good number. And because this is Google Maps, they have tons of different features here. So like place categories, the exact name matches, the star minimum. So you can do 5 stars, 4 stars. If you're selling review services through Go High Level, this is a great idea to go for companies that have low star ratings, even though they might be complete. You know what? They're going to need that service more than ever. And you can keep going. Additional places, include web results, add-ons, company contacts enrichments, business leads enrichment. So there's all these different settings that you can add on. Like this one, for example, in this section, you can enrich your output with detailed leads information for employees working at the business, including their full name, work email address, phone number, job title, and LinkedIn profiles. It's obviously super valuable if you're trying to contact business owners because the business owner is almost never going to answer the phone. You're probably going to get a gatekeeper even if you call the business straight up. So it'd be fantastic to get all the different people because then all of a sudden, like they're all being contacted and just increases your chance of reaching the business owner so much more. But yeah, as you can see, it's far more than just basic scraping, but don't overthink this too much. Just think of it just like you're checking the boxes on like Uber Eats. Once we're done, all you do is click API in the top right-hand corner. The first thing we're going to do is use this endpoint called Run Actor. This endpoint right here is going to be responsible for going and getting the information. This is the one that's going to send the request out to Apify. It's going to start the process. And then in the next step is where we're actually going to retrieve that information. But this is just getting it started, actually going and finding the information that we're looking for. Now, you have this other option, run actors synchronously. Basically, what this does is it just keeps spinning in N8N until we're done. But I found that the first one is way better. So just use run actor, just completely disregard the rest of them for now. Click copy. So let's go ahead and build this out. Let's add a trigger. So we're going to do trigger manually. Going to add an HTTP request. Anytime we're going and searching the internet for anything, we'll always be using an HTTP request. Let's change this method from get to post because we have to match up with this right here. So let's paste that in. Let's paste that in right here. So this is kind of like us adding our virtual assistant as a contact. Now we have to tell it exactly what it is that we want it to do. So now let's go back to Apify. So I'm just going to say we're searching for pizza restaurants in New York. Copy and paste this JSON. And let's go back to body and flip this over to using JSON. And all you're going to do is just paste that right here and then click execute step. And we'll see that information populate on the right side. Okay, so node executed successfully. And if you go back over to Apify, we can see the runs, we can see the duration. So this is the one that just finished up. It took 13 seconds and you can see it got these 50 leads. And the nice thing is you can actually export these right from here, but that's not why we set up the N8N automation. So now let's have it do the next step in N8N. So to do that, go to API again in the top right-hand corner, click API endpoints, and we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom to where we see get last run dataset items. So I'm just going to click this copy button here. Let's go back into N8N. Let's get another HTTP request. Let's add another HTTP request. And because this is a get endpoint. We're just going to copy and paste that URL right here. So all I have to do is click execute step. And this is going to pull all that information. You can see the hours. You can see, do they do delivery, takeout? They have all this data for us. So now that you have all that information, as you can see, there's all these column labels that now we can just copy and paste, put directly into Google Sheets and export the data. So let's do that right now. So I'm just going to go through and copy all of these. Let's copy these and put these into a Google Sheet. So for simplicity's sake, all I did was I copied and pasted those column headers in the table. And now in the next step, we're just going to map those into a Google Sheet. So let's add the Google Sheet node. And again, if you guys don't know how to add your Google credentials, I made a video going over exactly how to do that. You can find that somewhere on my channel. Click append or update row and sheet. I just added that spreadsheet and sheet 1. So now it's going to auto populate all the different column headers. So all I'm going to do is drag and drop these prices. It's super easy. So category name, address. On Apify, they have LinkedIn scrapers. They have insane amounts of data. You can also tap into the Apollo data. All right, so that's good enough for me. Click execute step. All right, so now we should see that fully transferred over, and we go over to the sheet, and there you have it. There's 50 in a matter of what, seconds? So the reason why we're taking this two-step approach where it goes and finds the information, then puts it into Google Sheets, is because at scale, you're going to want your information into Google Sheet, right? When you're reaching out to businesses with setters, you're not going to want to have to manually go into Apify and click on these and export. You're going to want to just automatic. So you click it, bam, done, already in the sheet. And you can automate this to just run every day, every couple days. And you can change the parameters that you're looking for. You can make it so it searches the whole country instead of just a state. So that way you can have a little bit of variability to it. But again, you guys can edit all that stuff in the settings. Now, if you want this to continue to run 24/7, the best approach is usually just going to be using a schedule trigger here. So it runs at a specific time every single day. But technically you can make it so that it continues to loop at the very end here. That's it for today's video. I just want to show you guys how unbelievably easy it is to get things set up and start scraping leads like immediately. It used to be so difficult to set up Python scripts and set up all these web scraping scripts, and you really had to know your shit. Now it's so simple to just set up something in N8N, bam, now all of a sudden we have data on the fly and make Google Sheet ready for the team to start making calls. That's it for today's automation. As always, if you guys want to book a call with me to either help start and scale your current AI agency, or if you want me to come into your business and help you with your marketing and sales operations, I'd be more than happy to do so. Other than that, see you guys in the next video.